Before we begin, just a quick note. This podcast is produced by qualified financial professionals and is intended to share general information and insights to help expats better understand common financial topics. However, everyone's circumstances are different and regulations can vary by country, so nothing discussed should be taken as personal financial, tax, or investment advice. If you're considering making financial decisions based on anything covered in this episode, we recommend seeking professional advice tailored to your individual situation.
Hello and welcome back to Expert Money Matters. I'm your host Georgina Eldridge and today we are heading to the Eastern Mediterranean. Cyprus has long been a favourite for British expats, offering a fantastic climate and a very attractive lifestyle. But beyond the beaches, it also offers some unique financial advantages. To guide us through the landscape of the Island of Love, I am joined by Chris Zachariou, a private wealth manager for Chase Buchanan in Cyprus. Chris, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
To kick things off, I think it helps for our listeners to know who they are listening to.
I'm Chris Zachariou, a private wealth manager for Chase Buchanan based here in Cyprus. My parents are both from Cyprus. Like many Cypriots, they moved to the UK, where I was born and raised in South Yorkshire. Being bilingual in English and Greek and having strong roots in both countries has allowed me to develop a deep understanding of both cultures and their respective financial frameworks. I studied in Manchester, where I obtained a degree in economics, and having since spent my career building experiences across a range of roles within the financial services industry. I now specialise in cross-border planning for expatriates. Our clients are spread across the island and our team is based in Paphos on the southwest coast, though I assist clients island-wide.
Chris, it sounds like you have the perfect blend of local and international experience. In terms of your day-to-day work now, what is your main mission when working with clients moving to the island?
I'm here to help anyone who is planning to relocate to Cyprus or for those that are already living here. It's my goal to understand their current financial situation and where they want to be in the future. From there, I can create a tailored financial strategy designed to help them achieve their goals. This allows my clients to enjoy a stress-free life abroad, knowing that their finances are in safe hands.
Let's dive into the practicalities. One of the first big decisions people face is what to do with their UK property. It's always a dilemma. Do you sell up completely or keep a foothold in the UK?
There's a lot to think about and organise when moving overseas. The first thing to consider is what to do with your home. Will you sell it or rent it out? Each option comes with potential tax implications. If you sell your main residence in the UK, you won't pay tax on the sale at that moment. However, if you choose to rent it out, you're likely to have to pay income tax on the rental income. This could be due to Cyprus or the UK, depending on how much the rental income you earn and your other personal income.
Once that property decision is made, people often have a lump sum or existing savings to manage. How do you approach building an investment plan for someone starting a new life in Cyprus?
When it comes to investing, there is no such thing as a one-size-fits-all approach. Your personal objectives, risk profile, currency preferences, and long-term goals all play a role in creating the right investment strategy for you. At Chase Buchanan, we follow a structured and well-researched process. By drawing on a wide range of insights and resources, I can help create a strategy tailored to your needs. With access to a deep pool of expertise, I'll guide you every step of the way.
Crucially, though, the environment changes when you move. Can expats just keep their existing UK ISAs and investment accounts, or does that cause them issues?
A full financial review of your existing assets and investments needs to take place well in advance of leaving the UK. This will enable us to analyse your current position and understand what is in your best interests. A suitable investment strategy then recommended based on your new life in Cyprus, taking into consideration taxation, your objectives, currency, timescales, and your goals. With the differences of taxation and regulation between Cyprus and the UK, it means the investment strategy will likely be different to what makes sense in the UK. Many UK investments, such as ISAs, are set up in UK residents only. You can retain them, but the tax advantage of UK investments don't have the same benefits in Cyprus.
And what about their relationship with their UK advisor? We've seen a lot of changes since Brexit regarding who can legally give advice across borders.
UK advisors can no longer continue to provide you with financial advice when you leave the UK, unless they have sought European permissions to do so, and most of them have not. This is a Brexit-related change that happened back in 2021. And it can have a huge impact on those UK pensions and investments going forward. Regulation aside, I believe it makes sense to have local regulated advisor who is living and breathing the same taxation and legal system as you. They can provide more in-depth advice for your life in Cyprus. Rules and laws change quickly here, so you want to ensure you have peace of mind.
Communication is obviously key in that relationship. If a client comes on board with you, what does that service look like?
Communication is a key part of our ongoing relationship with clients. We believe in regular communication through every market condition, which means we send weekly email bulletins to explain what's happening in the markets. Regular valuations and market commentary are also provided. Regular reviews take place not just to focus on the investment, it's a wider financial planning discussion that includes estate planning. For example, discussing wills, power of attorney, inheritance tax planning, and legacy planning are all part of our regular discussions, as well as any changes to the client's circumstances and explaining changes in tax or regulation that may affect them. Our review meetings are face-to-face or via video, depending on our client's preferences.
We've touched on tax, but let's get specific. When does somebody officially become a tax resident in Cyprus? I know there are a few different rules.
An individual is a tax resident of Cyprus if they spend more than 183 days in the country during any one calendar year. An individual may also be considered a tax resident in Cyprus if they satisfy the 60-day rule. There are 4 rules for this: that they do not reside in any other state or for a period of 183 days, and they are not considered a tax resident by any other state, and reside in Cyprus for at least 60 days and have a defined Cyprus ties.
And once you are a resident, one of the biggest attractions we hear about is the tax rate on pensions. Is it true that it can be as low as 5%?
Income tax on foreign pension income is taxed at a flat rate of 5% on any amount over €3,420. The taxpayer can, however, on an annual basis, elect to be taxed at the normal tax rates and bands, so starting at 20% once the income level is over €19,500.
That is a significant benefit. But what about assets you might sell? For instance, if you buy a home in Cyprus and later sell it, is there capital gains tax?
Capital gains tax of 20% is payable on financial gains from a sale of a Cyprus property, with the first €17,086 being exempt for each person. An allowance is made on transfer fees paid, inflation rate per year, and the cost of any additions made to the property. Gains from the sale of the property are exempt to up to €85,430 if the owner resides in it continuously for at least 5 years prior to the sale.
Moving on to estate planning, another big topic. Does Cyprus levy inheritance tax?
Cyprus does not carry any inheritance tax or gift taxes for domiciles. You are deemed to be domiciled if you have been resident in the country for 17 of the last 20 years. However, estate duty has been abolished since the 1st of January 2000. The executor or administrator of the estate of the deceased is, however, required by a deceased person's estate law to submit to the tax authorities a statement of assets and liabilities of the deceased within 6 months from the date of death. Cyprus operates a forced heirship system. This regulation is known as Cyprus law. UK nationals may opt for their estate to be distributed according to the law in their country of nationality, i.e. the UK. It is important to have a will in Cyprus due to the succession tax, and if your assets are in the UK, you will need to stipulate in your Cyprus will you wish for your UK assets to be distributed as your UK will.
Let's go back to property for a moment. For those looking to buy a new home on the island, are there hidden costs like VAT that they need to budget for?
VAT on buying a new property is payable at 19%, except when a reduced rate starting from 5% is applicable for purchase of new properties, subject to certain conditions being met. The property will be the primary and permanent residence of the applicant for the next 10 years. The applicant has not purchased another property with a reduced VAT rate. The applicant must be an individual over the age of 18. 5% VAT is payable on the first 200 square metres of the floor area of the property, and the remaining floor area, 19% VAT is payable.
And finally, for those who did decide to rent out their UK property rather than sell it, what are the ongoing tax liabilities back home?
You will have to declare and pay tax when renting out your UK property. As a Cypriot resident, you are also required to declare and may have to pay taxes against the overseas rental income in Cyprus. You will have to pay capital gains tax in the UK when selling your UK rental property. If renting a Cyprus property as a resident, you will have to pay tax on the rental income. An allowance of 20% for maintenance is automatically deducted.
Chris, that's a fantastic overview. Before we wrap up, if you had one piece of advice for someone sitting in the UK right now planning this move, what would it be?
Quite simply, engage with your advisor who's regulated in Cyprus and understand the implications of your move to Cyprus. Local knowledge is really important. Allow plenty of time to plan. The UK tax year runs differently from Cyprus, which is the 1st of January to the 31st of December. Some countries don't offer a split year treatment, so the timing of your move really matters. It's important to start planning at least a year ahead and understand the potential implications of your move. If you decide to move away from Cyprus, we make sure you have the right advice in place to exit and point you in the right direction for your new arrival. If it's a country that we operate in, I work closely with my colleagues in that country for your move. We work closely with UK regulated advisors for seamless transition back to the UK where needed. We ensure you leave Cyprus in the best way possible from a taxation point of view, and then arrive in the UK with a clear strategy in mind. We guide you each step of the way.
Chris, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your expertise.
Georgina, it's been a pleasure.
That was Chris Zachariou from Chase Buchanan, proving that while Cyprus offers an incredible lifestyle, the financial side requires just as much attention as the suntan lotion. From the unique 60-day rule for residency to the critical importance of updating your will to avoid forced heirship, there is plenty for you to consider before you board the plane. If you have any questions about your own move to Cyprus, or if you are already living there and want to ensure your finances are fully compliant, you can always reach out to Chris and the team anytime. Simply visit chasebuchanan.com to book or download the free residency guides. Thanks for listening to Expert Money Matters. I'm Georgina Eldridge. Join us again next time as we explore another destination for your life abroad.